Okay, today we will be learning about the module number 6, lesson number 3, or the multiplication and division of fractions. So, when we multiply fractions, it is just as easy as multiplication of the numerators by numerators and denominator by denominator. So, when you say multiplication of fraction, to find the product of a fraction, we simply multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So, for example, this one, A is our numerator, B is our denominator. And in the second given, C is our numerator, D is our denominator. Let us use the symbol dot to represent multiplication. Or you may use parentheses. They are all the same. So, numerator times numerator, A times C, that is AC. B times D, that is BD. We will just multiply the two numerators and the two denominators. Let me show you an example. So, I have here 3/4 times 2/7. So we have numerator times numerator, we have 3 times 2/4 times 7. And that is equivalent to 6/7 times 4, that is 28. And we can reduce this one into a lowest term. So to reduce this one, we could reduce it by 2. So there are 3 2's in 6, and by 28 divided by 2, we have 13 plus 14, we have 14. So the answer here is 3/14. Next, second example. 20 times 2/5. So it is a combination of a whole number times a fraction. So in this case, 20 has a invisible 1. So we could now put that one into 20 times 2/1 times 5. So 20 times 2 is 40, and 1 times 5 is 5. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. So that is now the answer. Next, let's proceed now to the division of fractions. So to divide fractions, multiply the dividend by the multiplicative inverse or the reciprocal of the divisor. If the given is a mixed fraction, change it to improper fraction and follow the first rule. Can you look at this example? A/B divided by C/D. Now, when we divide it, we could use reciprocal. So from C, which is the numerator, it became now our D, which is the denominator on this side. So the numerator turned into the denominator, and the denominator turned into the numerator. So you call that one as reciprocal. So then from division, it became multiplication. So we have now numerator, which is AD, denominator, which is BC. So let's have an example for that. So we have 2/11 divided by 3/6, or 3/5 rather. 3/5. So to divide this one, we will transform this one first into a reciprocal for the second given. So this is our second given. Let's focus this one. So 2/11, copy, times, do the reciprocal, 5/3. Then proceed to numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So 2 times 5/11 times 3. 2 times 5 is 10, and 11 times 3 is 33. And 10/33 cannot be reduced anymore. So this is now our final answer. Next. There is, this one is our first method, the reciprocal. So method number 1. Let's try another method which is simpler and easier. So let's proceed to method 2. The same given, we have 2/11 divided by 3/5. And this is what you call the cross multiplication. Multiply 2 times 5 and 11 times 3. So it became 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 11 is 33. And they have the same answer with our first method. 10 over 33, we have 10 over 33. Now, which do you think is the simpler one? The method number 1 or method number 2? Method number 1 uses reciprocal property, and method number 2 uses the cross multiplication. So, let's have another example for that. So, we have 21 divided by 1 over 7. So, how do we divide this one? Again, if there is a whole number, there is always a denominator 1. So, 21 over 1 divided by 1 over 7. Then, we could use the cross multiplication. 21 times 7 is 21 times 7, 1 times 7 is 7, 2 times 7 is 14. 147 over 1 times 1 is 1. Or 147 divided by 1 is 147. And that is now our answer.